and welcome to Food Neighbourhoods on Monocle Radio, where once again we visit the places locals love for their food and drink. Over on the Balearic Isle of Ibiza, the busy summer season is finally beginning to wind down. The leisure-seeking legions won't officially dwindle until mid-October, which is the time of year that heralds a half-year hiatus for many of the island's restaurants. Our correspondent Liam Aldous has been moored in Ibiza Town, tucking into the changing face of the port city's food scene, which, as he discovered, is seeing a growing number of restaurants turn into perennial offerings, a development that is pleasing residents just as much as the tourists.
When you head into Ibiza Town for a good bite or even a tidy drink, one quickly crashes into a bit of a conundrum. How is it that a place so full of people looking to sate their hedonistic appetites, somewhere so awash with money and swimming in the culture of spectacle, that there are still so few quality, grounded, worthwhile restaurants to be found? You know, that type of place where you can really taste the love in the food. There's a double-edged answer to this frustrating question. On one side, there are the brute consequences of a tourism economy that caters to seasonal crowds, perpetually geared to the pursuit of big summer profit margins. But then comes the counterpunch. More recently, things have actually started getting better. Here in Ibiza Town, the gastronomic needle is gently tipping towards authenticity and quiet quality, and I'm here to sift through all the noise and non-starters and show you which tables are worth pulling up a chair at. The capital of Ibiza, affectionately known as Ibiza Town to visitors, but Ibiza in the local Ibizanc dialect, is a centuries-old port settlement with a picturesque walled citadel that has gradually expanded into a small city. Our first dry port of call, so to speak, rings a more familiar tune.
Lo que pasa en el Teatro Pereira se queda en el Teatro Pereira.
Teatro Pereira is both old and new again. Built in 1899, this year it reopened after a bold renovation, reinventing itself as a dinner and show destination with a kitschy new musical called Hippie Heaven, which profiles the cultural impact of the island's 60s and 70s immigration.
All you need is love! Love, love, love.
This is the kind of place, glitzy and garish, that many people think of when lazily clutching to Ibiza stereotypes. Like it or not, these places are part of Ibiza's leisure fabric. There are several others around the marina too, all with their big-name chefs and overpriced bottles. But in a way, the industrial light and magic blaring from such venues steals the limelight from the surrounding food scene. So let's tuck into the antidote.
Qué bueno está, me lo voy a tomar entero.
153 years open, real, with the same name, with the same look, everything. The food not, because they make it my grandmother and my grandfather do it, but it's like this.
Carlos Marí is the third-generation owner of the Old Town's oldest restaurant. It opened as a fisherman's haunt in 1870, but Carlos's grandparents took it over in 1948. The fare here is still very much a ma and pa affair. Simple, tasty, and underpriced plates, namely Spanish staples with a hint of German or Italian spice. But there's a catch.
Sometimes you share the table with the strangers, but that's the magic of my restaurant.
Around the corner, you'll also find Fonda Can Costa, another stoic, still surviving ma and pa eatery, semi-subterranean and still using a wood fire oven to grill the plates of squid, sea bass, paella and steaks. An undeniable spirit of spontaneity rules this island, but this can present a bit of a challenge when dinner time arrives. The best remedy for this pickle is to venture up towards Sa Peña, the elevated, grittier former fisherman's quarter. On your way up, a little past the strip of gay-friendly bars, including room service, who are the popular new cocktail makers on the block, you'll find Sakova, a petite French bistro with a clutch of terrace tables and an ever-changing menu of summer-friendly French cuisine. Tonight, I'm venturing a little further into the narrow labyrinthine streets to meet Boris Buono, a Danish-Italian Noma-trained chef whose secluded high-end eatery simply likes to do its own thing.
The people who get here, they're climbing a mountain to come and see me. That means also that they are really, really engaged in what's going to happen. And the good thing about it, there's no red carpet. You can't throw your Mercedes G-Wagon in front of my restaurant. But when you come in here, you get effing quality and quality people. We have the best guests in the whole world. I've never worked in a restaurant where the guests are just so unique, so fantastic, so lovely, and so engaged in what we do.
Boris is renowned as one of the island's early natural cooking pioneers, preferencing fresh Balearic seafood and creative concoctions of vegetables, or his famous sourdough bread. While he has a global cult following, he's also bullish about the local food scene.
It's rising up again, and it's mainly due to the fact that there's more people living in Ibiza Town all year round.
Back in the lower part of town, another hidden gem is Omakase by Walt, an 8-seat sushi restaurant overseen by a half-German, Lithuanian, yet Venezuelan-born chef who traveled the world before opening his dream venture here in 2021. Be advised though, this beautiful bolt hole already boasts a long waiting list. Away from the yachts bobbing in the marina, the more modern part of Ibiza is home to some other upstart ventures. There's Cheetah's Cantina, owned by a trio of friends that by elevating the Mexican menu and drinks has a loyal all-year-round crowd. Around the corner, you'll find David Riarte's playful tapas restaurant Riart, where Spanish seafood and vegetables such as calçots are flavored with Asian and occasionally Lebanese influences. While the night rules in Ibiza, the daytime food scene is also picking up pace. Around the corner from the busy, modern, fresh food market Mercat Now, I'm stopping into Fantastic for a quick pick-me-up cup.
We had a very clear idea that we want to focus on local target that is here all year round, to work all year round.
Co-founder Joanna Monalache opened this coffee and bakery corner on the 2nd of the 2nd, 2022, and it's now so popular that a small line often forms out front. A second location is mooted for this autumn.
And I think it's very nice to have a coffee here in the terrace and just observe all kind of people that are passing by. It's a good definition of Ibiza.
You've got a very cheeky look on your face. If there's one overriding theme in Ibiza Town, it's the battle for attention, a mad scramble to fill seats and tickle fancies. But while the cacophony of hungry crowds and EDM-laced air is primed to distract, the best navigation strategy is to sniff out the places with more grounded, long-term visions, places that are committed to serving the local population all year round, and despite the island's intensity, are still passionate about their craft. On this Choose Your Own Adventure island, you invariably find plenty more treats when you're prepared to wander off the bustling beaten paths. But it's always best to know where you're going, because who knows where you'll end up. For Monocle in Ibiza, I'm Liam Aldous.
Very good, very nice. Very nice, very good.
Food Neighbourhoods is a Monocle production from the team behind the menu. This episode was written by Liam Aldous and edited by Lily Austin. For more food and drink stories, tune into the menu every Friday at 2000 London time. I'm Monica Lillis. Thanks for listening.
When it comes to voicing or acting on our opinions, why are some of us more confident than others? Financial Times readers think fearlessly because they're supported by bold and trusted journalism. Start reading today and bring well-informed ideas to the table, from the latest on the pleasures of food to sustainable farming and the future of wine. Start reading the Financial Times at ft.com.